been wanting to pick up one of these for a long time and finally have. The Black Country Customs Tony Iommi booster from Laney. Now, to go into a little bit of history about Tony Iommi, something I've talked about on the channel before, he had his cranked Laney stack in the studio and live, but it wasn't enough. It was a really dark British amplifier. It didn't saturate the way he wanted it to. Didn't have that cut. Thus comes the Dallas Rangemaster treble booster. It added that extra top end, that mid cut, and it cut out some bass, but it also did that ever important hitting the front end of the amplifier harder. Doing that adds some extra compression. It adds extra saturation. That saturation became kind of what he was known for. It's that almost fuzz but distortion, not fuzz kind of tone, that tone that doom metal players love Tony Iommi for. And that started the metal sound, that higher gain, higher saturation sound. And you see that later with guys in the 80s boosting their Marshalls and whatever amplifier they're using with tube screamers, something that's still done now. Boosting your amplifier with some sort of tube screamer, treble booster, clean boost, whatever, is a part of the metal and rock world now. And we have Tony Iommi to thank for that. Now, this isn't just a simple treble booster. Tony's added a lot of modifications that he likes in his own personal treble boosters. You have the volume control, of course, but now you have a bass control, which actually allows this thing to get really tight if you want it to with extended range, which I was surprised about. And it can also get really woolly. You can get some like thicker doom tones. Of course, you have the treble. I didn't like that maxed out. I liked it around 8 on a 7-string just because it added that nice kind of brightness and top end without getting fizzy and harsh. And then it has a mid switch. And the mid switch goes from the top position, which is an upper mid, the middle position, which is a neutral, and the low position, which is a low mid. I preferred it in the upper mid. I like that kind of more modern cutting upper mid thing. It adds a lot more aggression to the sound. And this also has its own dirt knob, so you can get a lot of extra gain and filth on there. And we're going to hear this in a mix. You're going to hear a nice, thick kind of tone. Now, I don't have an old Laney amp to boost into this. I'm not trying to get Tony Iommi's exact tone. We all know how that went for certain people on YouTube. So I'm not going to go there. I don't need Tony Iommi yelling that I got his tone wrong. I'm going to have this going into the OD channel 2 of my Fortin Cali. And then you're going to hear it inside of a mix, and you're going to hear it outside of a mix. So let's check out the tones.